All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm here with 88888 time. I don't like this beat,
If you know be
bro.
yeah, bro.
I don't like this beat, bro. Charlie, long time,
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been like
bro. I mean, I can say after you produce one of the biggest hip hop songs in Ghana, you kind of
yeah.
like went very, very quiet. What happened?
I kind of did what?
You kind of like went very, very quiet. What happened?
Oh, it's me going quiet was me working on my tape that will drop in later um tonight, like tomorrow.
Okay,
Yeah. So me being
okay,
quiet is working on songs, with a lot of guys, and then my EP. Yeah, that was why
okay.
I kind of went a little
So
quiet.
you literally decided not to like be in the faces of people, just go quiet,
Yeah,
record
not
your
to.
project, and just make sure that you
Yeah.
come back with a bang.
Yes. Yeah.
Most definitely, most definitely. Now, after going quiet for a while, we noticed you didn't only just come back with the new tape, but you came back recording with someone very notable in the rap industry in Africa, and that is
Yeah.
AKA all the way from South Africa.
Yeah.
How did that link up happen?
Oh, that link up. I think I've been wanting to work with AK for a very long time. He's one of the biggest acts like in Africa and like in the
Yeah,
world. I would say.
yeah,
When we talk about rappers, he's one of the like the top five rappers in Africa. You know,
sure.
so I think I was as with my manager. When AK came in the country, he was like, "Yo, your man is in the country," and he wants one of the best hip hop producers to work with. So I was called upon to go and then meet him up and then record some joints together, and it was a good link up. We recorded about two joints, you know and yeah, and more, like we had a conversation, you know yeah.
Okay.
So
So
it was really nice working with him.
it's a long term kind of thing. We're not only getting these two
Yes.
tapes and we're gonna sit back and wait, but it's gonna be something more
No.
coming.
Yes, yes,
Exactly.
yes, yes, God
Exactly.
willing.
Now, what raised my eyebrows was we saw you recording with AKA, and we knew you're gonna drop a project, and we were extremely happy. Personally, I was like, "Yo, this is crazy!" And then you dropped the track list, you sent it to me, and I'm like, "There's no AKA on this track." And I'm like,
Yeah, it
"Oh,
was.
what are you going?"
Yeah, AK is actually working on his personal project, so
Okay.
um I would say most of the projects we worked on at the place was more of his project that will be on his upcoming. Probably it might be on his album. Probably, I don't know, or he
Okay.
might drop it
Okay.
singles of the album. I don't know, or
Okay.
singles not on the album. So I don't really know about that. I can't tell if he would drop the songs on the album or after his album or before his album. I don't really know about that, but I just
Okay.
know we worked on a couple of songs, and I'm also trying to get him on my album as well. So my debut album as well. So that's what we
Okay.
are.
So
We
hopefully
are
we
planning.
get him on the
Hopefully,
album, not the EV. Okay.
hopefully, yes.
Okay.
Hopefully, yeah. Hopefully,
Okay.
yeah.
Now, how was the recording process with such a, I mean, a gifted rapper, such an enormous rapper, one of the greatest rappers from Africa? How was it like being in the same environment with him, recording with him? How is he like as a human being? Describe him to us that we've not personally met him as AKA.
Oh, AKA is I would say he's a very very open person. He's free. He's a very easy going person. Like he makes you feel, yo, I'm also human like you. Nah, don't think
Yeah.
probably I'm that big, so I don't know. There are people who I know there are some stars who don't really like when they see people. They don't really like to open up. They want to feel all bossy, and all.
Yeah.
AKA is not
Yeah.
like that. He's really down to earth. He we vibed. When you see the video that was trending,
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
yeah, we're vibing, like shaking each other, like, yo, he was rapping to me, you know telling me, yo, Charlie, this beat, I like this beat, I like this beat, I like, so working with him was a really really nice process. Like, the environment was really really cool. My manager was there, um, we had few guys, with who had the plugs, in Ghana to were around. The Ghana SA Connect to were, they were around.
Yeah.
So it was a really it was a really really nice environment.
Okay.
He didn't get mad. No, Charlie. AK Charlie, shout out to AK. He's one of the realest dudes out there.
So there was no stardom gap between you and
Kind
him.
of
Or
vibe. No, 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 no.
yeah,
Say, oh,
yeah,
Charlie, me, I dey see my
yeah.
body. No, 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 no. He was really down to earth. We worked, we vibe, we exchanged numbers. Yeah, you get me.
Oh, so there's personal contact now, right? There's
Yeah,
no
we
management
exchange.
contact,
Yes,
but there's
yes,
personal
yes.
contact.
Yeah, we exchange
That's
numbers
great. That's great.
and
I mean, we're looking forward to more welcome. I mean, enough of
hopefully,
the AK conversation. I would like to
yeah.
go on and with a lot of questions, but that's where we
Ah.
will. Okay, so we are raging. This time around, we are raging to part two of the re-rage. Now, what inspired re-rage part two?
um, the inspiration behind We Reach Part 2 is more of me throwing light on the drill scene.
Okay,
You get me?
okay,
I would say when um, those who came for my first listening inside Osu, that was last Saturday, witnessed how dope the songs were. It was more of drill. Like all the songs are drill. You know, I wanted to throw more light on the drill scene because we being the pioneers of drill music in Ghana, I wanted to be like, okay, fine. People are starting to turn the drill some way. Like they are not trying to follow the 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 real principles of the drill. Fine, we could have soft drills, we could have, drills that are a little bit soft, but the basics behind drill is like we are starting to drift away from that side.
okay,
So I
okay,
wanted to throw more light on the drill music in Ghana. So I
okay,
decided to do all the songs drill
okay.
to
So
kind of, show these producers and show these guys that no, the drill it be so that they do be so it they go. You
so
get me?
you want them to know that there's the Godfather for Drew, and that is you.
Yes, yes. I wanted to school a little. I wanted to school the guys a little bit, because they were going off. Like we are fond of destroying sounds when it comes to
Yeah,
Ghana.
yeah,
Yeah, when
for
we are
sure.
fond of destroying sounds, and we shouldn't always think say, oh, uh, experimenting sound means destroying the sound. No,
Exactly, exactly,
when
exactly.
you have to experiment the sound, fine. We are all um, guys who experiment sounds. We have Afro trap, we have Afro soul. We have a lot of fusions to get
Yeah,
fusions, but it
yeah,
doesn't mean come then can't spoil the sound.
exactly.
But so I just wanted to throw more light on the drill scene and be like, yo, the drill. This is how, no matter how dynamic it can be, you still have to follow a pace. You
A
still have to
pattern. Yeah,
follow their
yeah,
pattern. Yes.
yeah. Okay, okay, that's incredible. So it's so we rage part two. It is not just for the fans to rage to. It's also for anybody out there that's doing drill and wants to understand how it is. Like this is the this is the guidebook. This is the guidelines. This is
Yes.
how you should know that if you're into drill music, just make sure you hit out Town, man. Just hit
Yes.
Town.
Yes.
Call
That's the
Godfather. Charlie, how we got do
how. Yes. Yes.
exactly. Okay. Now, with drill being the sole inspiration behind Re Rage 2, and I checked the trackers, in when it comes to rappers, sometimes rappers do like, oh, drill, and it's a new trending stuff. I don't do trending things. How was the process of selecting artists to be on this project like?
With the selection of the ads, it wasn't. Um, I wouldn't say it's not. I didn't have any difficulty, selecting
Okay.
the acts because all the acts on the tape are incredible artists. They are well known. They are good. Some are emerging. Some I decided to add few emerging acts on board, like the likes of Freddie Wise from the Saka Boys. He's part
Yeah.
of the Kumasi
The
scene.
scene.
Yes,
Yeah.
and Kojo Trip is also from the Fanti scene,
Yeah. From
and
the
then
from Tadi. Yeah.
yes, and then MC Ray. He's also one of the good guys who's really, really working hard. So I decided
Yeah.
to fuse those kind of the new cats, so we could have a feel of the new people who would take over within a short time. You get
Okay.
me? So selecting the act wasn't um, anything really difficult, but I was more concerned about who can really deliver on a drill beat. So all those people you see on the track list are people who I believe in, people who I believe can deliver, and they did well. They all came out with their best, you know. So yeah, I think with the act, um, I didn't really have any difficulty in selecting, and I knew they would be able to deliver. That is why I placed them on the album.
Okay. Now looking at the track list, this so before, I mean, back then we knew A Town used to record with likes of Quake Smoke, Busum Pyong. Busum Pyong, however, is on the tape, but Quake Smoke isn't. I mean, that we are not saying there's some rift going on, but how come he's not on the tape?
I would say I think uh, it's about time. I think it's about time that um, when you see two people working all the time, they are not always tied to each other.
Okay.
They
Okay.
are not always tied to each other. There are points where we all focus on our projects. There are points where we all focus on our path. Like we all go like, yo, Charlie, I don't want to do my thing. This one will be like, oh, Charlie, I don't want to do my thing. So I just thought it was about time he's working on his tape as well, and I also
Okay.
dropped my tape. So it's not anything big. There's no feud. We are okay. It's just
Okay.
that we are having our times, that yo, Charlie, I for work on my stuff. He's also working on the stuff. Yeah. Probably
Okay.
if there's anything that you guys are supposed to know, like you guys will get to know. Yeah. So
If
that one,
something
yeah.
happen, you go here.
So
You
it'll
go
be anything.
here.
Yeah.
You go here. Now,
Yeah.
okay. Now, the making of the tape. Take me through the process. I mean, you don't just. I mean, I know for people like the work that you do as a content creator, because production is also content creation. I mean, coming up with content for the beats, coming up with how to arrange beats. I mean, drill music. People think it's just 808s and snares and things, but it's not. I mean, you need to come up with something creative, something
Yeah.
dope. Now,
Yeah.
as a producer, what was the biggest inspiration for this tape? What was the most difficult beat to produce on this project?
Um, for me, nothing is difficult for me.
Okay.
When it comes to beat making, I make sure I'm in the mood. I make sure I'm inspired and this tape, when you listen to the first song, that is Every Day that I dropped with Space Lee, Toy Boy, and
And
Kofi
yeah,
Mode.
and Kofi
When you
Mode, yeah.
listen to it, yeah, when you listen to the instrumentals, you realize it sounds a little dark. It sounds a little dark, but it's open. Like it sounds a little dark, but it is raging. You get me?
Exactly.
Yeah. So I decided to follow a dark pattern, like a dark pattern with the more of strings that are kind of dark, throughout the songs. Like when you hear the second song, that is this side with Kujo Trip, and then MC Ray, you hear that is also a little dark. It follows some kind of aggressiveness.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Okay.
then I decided to also mix it with a little, love kind of feel. So I came up with another kind of style, that is the Bruno K and then Strongman feature. Yes. Yes,
Okay.
that one is more of like, a feminine kind of drill kind of steez, and at the listening, I realized people were really vibing to that song because it had that kind of feminine, yeah, that kind of feminine trait, and traits to it. So I was like, okay, cool, and then the fourth song too is more of like a street vibe, and then last song is more of like an inspirational, you know, vibe. Like Webusom Pyong is more of like an inspirational vibe. talking of your journey and all. So yeah.
Okay, all right. That is amazing. Okay, so as soon as you announced the tape, and I saw the reaction on your page from Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, it was crazy. Like
Yeah.
people were like, "Drop it now, drop them now, drop them now." Were you expecting such reaction, or because you've been away for a while? So usually when you do that, people are like, "Oh, retire, they can't do all those, all these, Ghanaian music fans are, a bit
Yeah.
difficult to please with sometimes." But the reaction was amazing. The reaction was good. Were you surprised?
Oh, I wasn't surprised. I wasn't really surprised because I realized people wanted more from me, and because I hadn't given them a lot, they were still willing to hear more. So me announcing it and having that response, I was like, oh, okay. Then means that you guys still do plus me, you guys still
Yeah,
do with
yeah.
me, you guys, yeah, you guys still they
We know,
won't hear
we know,
me.
boy, we just
Yeah.
talk.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, cool. I really appreciate the love. I really appreciate. I'm going to give it to you at this time. So yeah,
Okay.
I wasn't really surprised, but I was really happy to still have like people there who are still going like, okay, Atown, Charlie, where the rage to? Because last year I didn't drop rage too. Yeah, it
Exactly.
was last 2 years.
There's not been much. So I mean, fans are always like, Charlie, drop with something or else you go, boy, you really. Okay. Now we realized at the unfortunately we couldn't be. I personally couldn't be at the listening, which I
Yeah.
personally apologize for that
Oh,
because Charlie, you
uh,
understand. But
yeah.
I realized I saw the pictures from the video from the listening, and I realized you did a collaboration with Tribe of God for merchandise. What
Yeah,
what
yeah,
was
yeah,
that
yeah.
all about?
Yeah,
How
shout out to Jude Donto, Tribe of God. Like he's been a brother from the start. When I started, I met him at his first pop up, and I met him through Ultranova, who is also a producer.
yeah.
And since then we've been cool. We've been brothers. He came up with the idea like that. Yo, wait now, you're about to drop your tape. I think you need a merchandise. I think you need this. I think you need that. So I was like, yeah, cool. We should collaborate. So he came to the studio one time. We sat down. I told him what I wanted. He designed it there and then. Showed me. I was like, yo, I like this. So it took off from there, and then yeah, we fast forward, we have our merchandise ready, and the sales are good. Sales are good. So shout out to Judonto. He's really like a creative. Like he's really a really 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 big creative. Ghanaians should really watch out. Africa and the whole world should watch out for Tribe of God. Yeah.
Most definitely, most definitely. Now we also so when since we're talking about visuals and we've seen the video for the one with
Every day.
Spacely and Kofi Mode every day, I actually want to ask a question about the cover art for the tape. What was the inspiration behind it? Were you the person who designed it, or you think give
No.
somebody who you pay them?
Oh yeah, I think actually the person the person we designed the person we designed really animated a whole lot. He really did a lot, and was it Denison? Yeah, his name is Denison,
Okay.
and he really did a lot. And the inspiration behind that artwork was when you listen to the track, you realize there's this blade, like this sword blade, and this thing in the song, like. So I really wanted it to be like a samurai thing, like a Chinese, those Japanese samurai thing. So when you look at the artwork, you realize that there's a sword
Yes.
behind me, yes, and then there's
Like your
this.
man, they can't cut everybody in
Charlie,
the neck
we
or yeah.
can't cut you guys. It gonna be bloody for the tractor. Yeah. So yeah. So that's the main inspiration behind the artwork, and I really liked it. Yeah.
Okay, and then when you look at that, it's kind of give the anime vibe. Are you a big fan of anime?
Not really. Not really. Surprisingly, I've not watched anime before. I've not watched
Hey,
that before. Yeah.
before last you
Now
are
Naruto and those things. So I know what before. It just see. I watch. I look at the pictures, and I really like some of the excerpts. And all. I see the excerpts, those short videos with them fighting and all those things. I really like their characters. And I was like, okay, fine. I'll
okay.
start watching. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Now with you, and I've met you a couple of times, I've realized fashion is very, very important to you as a producer. Most of the times you go see producers, then just wear some sneakers, then some, then they go them somewhere, then they don't get the thing like that. So they don't really care like that. They're not on screen. But with you, and then also you've come up with a merch with Travel God. How important is merchandise to you in this era of music?
Merchandise is is mainly there to complement your work.
Yeah.
Merchandise, you having a merchandise is like you having a backup for a
Okay.
project, and it talks about your whole plan behind the project. You get me? So me doing a merchandise was to make people remember that there was this tape this time. When you wear the merchandise and you take it out, people be like, we who designed them? Why you they wear them? That
Yeah.
was that would even spark conversations about your project. So if somebody know even hear about you before, we are where the merch goes someplace. Somebody actually I did like this design though. It be what? Be like, oh Charlie, it's eight towns we rage project, like EP. And it came with the whole package,
Okay.
so it kind of complements your whole project. So I like fashion. I like I like the fact that when you're going somewhere and you put on this merchandise, people would actually ask you, yo Charlie, how did it go? Oh Charlie, this tape you drop on this time, how did it go? How did you see him? So that is how come I decided to put the merchandise um part. I decided to add the merchandise to the second edition of the We Rage.
Okay. All right. Absolutely. Now that is very important because sometimes it's not just about putting the music out there. People need to see it from different way of, sources. We've seen people advertising through billboards and stuff like that. But merchandise is also another way that speaks volume for your music. Amazing. Now, where do you feel the most comfortable, producing or making music?
Producing.
Okay. Okay. Now, and before
Producing.
that, I didn't ask you this question before. Most of the time, producers are failed rappers. Are you a failed rapper? Most of the time, producers try to rap one or two lines. When there was a television beat,
you
use
know,
some XL studio or something.
um, truthfully speaking,
Okay.
uh, I would say I'm still a rapper and I'm still a singer, but I'm not a field singer. I'm not a field rapper or I'm not a field singer. You get me? I was rapping way back in school,
Okay.
and but I realized when I go to the producers to record, I realized I was ordering, like I was giving them orders too much. I did give them orders too much. Yeah. See, and then one of the producers was like, I remember his name, Tim's. He was like, yo, Charlie, it be like 8 times. You like, your way about when it comes to hip hop, your elements. Why
Okay.
don't you try making beats? So he was like, why don't you try making beats? It will help you because it be like, everything, the elements in the beats. He just say you don't know how you go do them.
Yeah.
So why you not go do them yourself? You know. And
Okay.
I was like, oh, really? It's like, yeah, Charlie, for try 'em. It's like, okay, cool. So I remember after SHS, I came home. I used to have the software already, but when I came home, I was like, yo, make a play around plus some. So it was through playing around, and I realized I developed so much interest
Okay.
in the beats rather than now writing and trying to
Coming
think
up
of
with
punchlines.
punchline.
Charlie, yeah, I guess it's
Charlie,
you if you
we
don't.
are before rappers before, so we know that you go write one punchline, and 6 years later you will come back, then you don't see anything for that. You be full
Hey,
stop in there,
hey,
bro.
hey, hey. So I was like, no, I would dedicate my time to more of producing. So when I started producing, I realized I produced my own tracks. I started producing for me myself.
Okay.
So I
Okay.
remember I dropped my first song, brushed them off. It was when I released it, I was like, hey, if you do this beat, I was like, yeah, because I did it to my perfect. I did it to my liking. Yeah. So after that, I realized my mates started coming to me for production. We're like, oh, nah, I don't want me to do the beat like this. Beat one. So I started sampling beats. That was how come I started learning how to play beats.
Okay.
So when I hear this hip hop song, like no, I will play the same thing, make a see.
Okay.
Play. Yeah.
Okay.
So I decided to adjust myself to those kind of songs. Give myself that level, give myself that time to make the beat sound like the same thing. But sometimes you go fail, sometimes too you go get them.
At the back. At the back.
Yeah.
So now back to the question: where do you feel the most comfortable, producing or making music?
Just production.
Okay. Okay. All right. Amazing. And I have one question for you. Since you've given us a brief back, what was the first song you produced, and who did you produce for?
The first song I produced was my song.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I
Okay.
produced it. That is Brush Them Off. That was way back. I was like in 2010. Yes.
Okay. That and then
That
I time yourself know that you like you doing you doing
yeah,
inside
I was
keep.
like in 2010, 2011. Yeah, 2010,
Okay.
2011.
Okay. All right. Now we already have one visuals for the tape. Are we gonna get more, or this is the only one we're getting?
Yeah, I'm actually planning on shooting the next video that is with Strongman
Okay.
very
Okay.
soon. That song is really, really I can see a potential for that song. So I'm working on the when I go to Kumasi on that's tomorrow, I'll shoot a video. God
Okay.
willing.
All right.
Yeah.
So you're shooting the visuals in Kumasi.
Yeah, I'm shooting in Kumasi.
Okay. All right. Now let's play a little game right here. Since you're a producer, I make sure all my games is about production for the people to actually know how much A Town is good of a producer. Now I'm gonna ask you these simple questions, and you have just one answer. Hammer or JQ?
Hammer.
Why Hammer?
Because he's in my element. Like yeah, he's in my lane of work. He's one of the biggest hip hop producers Ghana has ever seen. And I started listening to the likes of Hammer as well. So I took certain um, elements from his production as well. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I see. Now, Dr. Dre. Oh, yeah, I'm not talking this for this. You laugh. Dr. Dre or Scott Storch?
Hmm. Okay, I go here explain.
Yeah, you go first explain. That's explain. You go explain,
you
but
know,
you
when
know how
when,
you.
when, when when it comes to Scott, he's good on the keys. He's
Mm-hmm.
super super good on the keys. But when it comes to Dr. Dre, he's really good with the kicks, beat arrangement. So I'll go with Dr. Dre.
Okay. All right. Okay. Now, Metro Boomin.
You don't put me for that corner, but make it
Metro Boomin or Southside?
good.
We enter the trap side. So Metro or Southside?
Tell them more. You see, I don't know how to choose. Honestly, booming, Metro
I
booming,
think
make it go.
Boomin. Okay. Now, these be musician rappers. Kanye or Pharrell as producers? Kanye or Pharrell?
Hmm. Pharrell.
Why Pharrell? This is interesting.
Pharrell Williams is one of the biggest. I would say for me, he's one of the biggest artist producer ever. For my
Okay.
for me, Kanye West is one of the, he's one of the most respected, one of the known. But Pharrell, when it comes to Pharrell, it'd be like people know him, but people who just know music don't really know him. They
Yeah.
hear his name,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, and
Yeah.
he's had one of the biggest collaborations when it comes to beats. When it comes to he designed one of the biggest. I think the Solo 3. He designed it. The Beats by Dre Solo 3.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, he's one of the main designers behind it. And that matches his sound. you know. And when you listen, he has one of the biggest records too as well. He's produced one of the
Yeah,
big. He produced a lot of big acts, you
great
know.
great
And
tracks. Yeah.
I really follow. Yeah, I really follow his. I think I have his drum kits as well. I use some of his drum kits. He brought a sound, a whole new sound,
Yes.
like the way Dr. Dre brought the sound, like the way Timbaland brought the sound, Swiss
Yeah.
Beats. He also brought a new sound, you know. So that is how come I chose him over Kanye. Kanye didn't really bring. He brought a sound as well, but I would say he didn't really. I didn't. I can't identify a sound and go like, yo, this is Kanye's sound.
Okay.
Yes, even though he has, but it's easy with Pharrell.
Yes. Especially
Like
with the 4 kicks intro.
yes, yes.
Exactly.
When you listen to Swiss Beat, you know, yo, this be Swiss Beat in beat.
Yeah.
When you listen to Timbaland, you be like, yeah. So they influence the whole generation of
So
sound.
they all have signature sounds.
Yes, that is how come I chose Pharrell over Kanye, and Pharrell chair more than Kanye, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Now, both in their prime, who would you like to produce for? Reggie Rockstone or Brafo?
in their prime or Brafo.
Okay. Why or Brafo?
Ghana rap software. That's all I can say.
That'd be all. Ghana Raps. Okay. All right. Same as both in their prime. Kendrick or Cole?
But they said it in my prime, and
Yeah. I mean, no, this is not about prime, but like, who would you like to produce for?
hmm. Hey, Charlie. Yeah. Both.
You can't do this. This is the thing. You don't go like, be like you get answer A, B, C for example, but then you pick A and B. You for answer
Okay,
one.
okay. Cool. They cool.
Okay. What is it about Cole that will match Atown's production?
Cool has that kind of cool go fee hop. Cool has that kind of sound that I I find myself in. He has this kind of cool nature, and he can also go hard. Even though Kendrick can get
Kendrick.
that nature, but I feel cool. I feel I'm more connected to Cole, and
Okay.
kind of
All
yeah.
right. All right. Now, this is a very tricky question, but it's off production. Which would you prefer, money or peace of mind?
You know, when you have money, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can have a peace of mind when you choose to. You can
Because
buy it.
you
When you have
can.
money, you can
Because
buy peace.
when you have
Because
money,
make I tell you something.
okay.
Make I
Okay.
explain my word. If you have money and everyone comes to you, oh, Charlie, I don't want this, I don't want. You go feel low key ghost everybody. You go feel ghost everybody, then go date China somewhere, some forest be for China alone. Buy the whole place, then day there. You buy you've bought the peace.
Okay.
Yeah. But when you have your peace of mind and you don't get money, who they
Okay.
can worry you? Like nobody can worry you.
Nobody
You
will
still have
stress
your
you
peace.
for your life.
Yes, you still have your peace of mind. Say peace. Oh, nobody they disturb me. You the bed and nobody go feel even come worry cock for me, baby. No. You just the low key. But if you get money, you go fit give everybody. You can give everybody money in the whole world because you have the whole world,
Right. Right.
right?
That's true.
And
That's
then
true.
ghost everybody again. Buy yourself an island somewhere, and sleep. Simple.
Like if you get money, the first thing they buy be island. You know, I see that.
Island. If I buy island, then go bed. Yeah.
Okay, now back to the tape we rage to, which is it out now? The people
And Rage 2 will be out tomorrow. I'll say this
okay,
done.
okay,
Yeah, it'll be out
okay.
12 a.m. And
Everywhere.
yeah,
Available
everywhere
everywhere.
on all platforms. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So tonight when she quit, so tonight we are having wakekeeping. Yes,
Okay. Okay.
we're
And
having a
everybody
wakekeeping
can
for
be a
the
part.
tape.
Where's that happening? Where is that? Where's the wiki happening?
Um, where's
The wiki happening.
The wakekeeping will be indoors, but I'll be having a listening tomorrow inside Kumasi. I'll be having a release party, just a release party, and a pop
Okay.
up party inside Kumasi tomorrow.
Okay.
Tomorrow
All
evening.
right.
So today we have the time to this dawn we'll just be making noise on social media about the tape. So tomorrow it will be played on all radio stations. We played on most of the radio stations that will be touring in
Okay.
Kumasi.
Okay.
Yeah, and then in the evening we just meet and have a release party, and then yeah, pop up because I'll be having my merchandise ready, yeah, for
Okay.
sales. So yeah.
Okay. Now, are the merchandise available in stores? Where can we purchase if you don't have it now?
Yeah, from tomorrow it will be available at Lakeside Estate, Icons Wear.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
and then it will be online too. That you can order for it online as well. I'll put the website out tomorrow as well.
Okay.
So yeah, after the sales tomorrow, the website will come out. So
Okay.
if when you are anywhere in the world, you can just purchase it. It will be delivered to you.
Okay. Okay. Amazing. Now, before we wrap everything up, what is it that you need people to know about We Rage 2? Tell the fans something. Give us our last message for We Rage 2.
All I want to tell my fans or my family is we rage to is not about um me trying to make noise and be like, yo, Charlie, no, this no. Rage 2 is aimed at a certain, crowd. It's aimed at
Okay.
a certain crowd, but everyone can listen to it, you
Okay.
know. So I'm
Okay.
just saying we rage as a drill project aimed at correcting where we are going, like where wrong we are going. It's saying that correcting the drill scene, you know. So yeah, make everybody have fun when it comes out. I just want everyone to go out there, stream, vibe with it, rage with it, because the songs fire, are fire. I tell
Exactly.
you, yeah,
I mean, if you know be A Town,
yeah,
I know go
you know,
listen to
like
songs
it,
so
yeah,
Charlie.
you know, like it.
Most definitely be fire song. Okay, Charlie. It was great talking to you. Hopefully we get to meet in person again because I know see you since Quick Smoking Party, right?
The move forever, yeah, since
Yeah,
it's no
yeah, yeah,
forever.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So
But very
most
soon,
definitely.
I go pass through your side. Yeah, you
Okay.
guys for
I mean for
inviting me.
sure.
Yeah,
Oh
make
yeah,
it more
almost
fun.
we go invite you, crowd. We will sit down, have better and longer conversation. So it was great talking to you. We Race 2 will be out this dawn, streaming on all platforms, Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon
Every
Music, anywhere you
Deezer,
find yourself,
you
the
man, everywhere.
Boomplay, everywhere. Just go stream the music. On YouTube too, the visuals are out. So make sure you are
Yes,
subscribed to your channel, right?
yeah,
It's on
sure.
your channel, right?
It's out.
Exactly.
Yes,
So just go stream it, like it, share it, make sure everybody hear it. Cop the merchandise to my people. Make sure you
yeah.
got the A
Merchandise they
Town.
did here.
It didn't have that we didn't need the money.
Yeah, we
We
didn't
for
need the
buy the
money.
island. We for
Yeah.
so Charlie, it was great talking to you, and then hopefully we
It was
get to do
great.
this in
It was
person
great.
next time, bro.
It was great talking to you too. Peace.